in Nigeria for eye treatment. Amendment to Prayer 2. Senator Jones, Manager.
Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, ordinarily Prayer 1 is supposed to be the only one, but looking at Prayer 2, I want to amend it as follows. Urge NAFDAC to suspend forthwith the use of the said drug.
Any seconder? Senator Oluremi Tinubu.
I second the prayer ably moved by my colleague, Senator Manager, that we urge NAFDAC to stop the use of Avastin, to suspend the use of Avastin injection.
Those in favor of the second prayer number 2 as amended, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3. No, let me read it first. Sorry, let me read the third prayer. We have already taken that. Yeah, next time. Prayer 3. Mandate the relevant authorities to compensate the victims and bring to book the practitioners found wanting. Senator Said Al-Ali. Amendment? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Saidu Al-Ghali and I represent Gombe North. Mr. President, Prayer 3 should be stand down because a holistic investigation is going to be carried out. So the prayer is preempting the investigation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Seconder, Senator J.T. Thompson Sekibo.
Mr. President, I second it because where are you going to compensate now? We are going to carry out an investigation. The investigation will give us the result of what has really happened before we know who to compensate. So I think we should stand it down now. Who is the sanction is?
Senator Abdullah.
Thank you very much, distinguished President. I think we must not lose sight of one thing, and that is investigations or no investigations. There are victims as of today, known to everybody. Some of them were discharged. In fact, all of them. Some refused even to leave the hospital.
I think at this point, we have a motion on the floor. So we vote for it or against it. So I'll put the question. Those in favor of the prayer 3 as amended, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayer. Additional prayer, Senator Hassan Mohammed.
Mr. President, my name is Hassan Mohammed Bussom. Additional prayer. That the doctors and nurses should always consider action or side effect of a drug while prescribing or administering drugs.
Any seconder? Any seconder? Okay, natural death. Additional prayer. Senator Matthew Rogide.
Thank you, Mr. President. My distinguished colleagues, my additional prayer is urge the Federal Ministry of Health and other drug regulatory agencies to constantly conduct post-market surveillance to determine the efficacy of our drugs from time to time. To constantly determine the efficacy of our drugs.
Any seconder? Any seconder? Senator Uche Lillian Ekwenefe.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, My name is Senator Uche Lilian Ekunife. I represent Anambra Central. I'm from Anambra Central. I'm from Anambra State. Mr. President, I want to second the motion that NAFDAC should periodically conduct post-market surveillance at least every quarter to determine the efficacy of their drugs.
Okay, those in favor of the additional prayer moved by Senator Matthew Rogide, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, I think additional prayer, Senator Bamidele.
Mr. President, Michael Okweyemi Bamidele, Ekiti Central. Mr. President, I actually have two additional prayers, which I think are very germane to the contents of this motion. The first one, Mr. President, is that the Senate mandate the Federal Ministry of Health, as well as NAFDAC, to explain to the Senate and to Nigerians if they were aware of the banning of the said drug in the United States 8 years ago, and why they had not discontinued its use in Nigeria. That is my first additional.
Any seconder? Senator Utazi.
Mr. President, I want to second the additional prayer as moved by most distinguished Senator Bamidele. I say second.
Those in favor of the additional prayer by Michael Bamidele, Senator, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Once in a while. And additional prayer, Senator Dambul Kachwa.
Mr. President, my name is Adamu Muhammad Bulkachua, representing Bauchi North Federal Constituency, Senatorial District. Mr. President, we must not lose sight of the most important prayer in this motion. And the most important prayer is we must advocate for compensation for these victims.
Yes.
Then investigations should continue. But in the meanwhile, they have already suffered the loss of their eyes.
We have already passed that one. We have already passed that. Additional prayer. Senator Chimaroke Namani.
Chimaroke Namani, Enugu East.
This is where we'll round off today's live broadcast of Senate plenary. At the moment, Senate has adopted two motions. One came as a matter of privilege, which the Senate now resolved to investigate alleged physical abuse on a woman in a shop in Abuja. Well, the Senate has given the committee 2 weeks to report back at plenary. The Senate also urged the federal government to review the increase in the import duties charged on soap noodles from 35% to 10%. The Senate is still considering some other motions. At the moment, the Senate is considering the motion on the 10 patients in Kaduna that went blind after receiving a vaccine injection. Well, we'll now hand you over to our studios for the continuation of the scheduled program for the day. I am Ignatius Nkwo, and on behalf of the outside broadcast crew, enjoy the rest of our programs.